It begins with a sound. A single riff, trembling yet inevitable, pierces the silence of 1991, like an invocation whispered across time. Not just a song, a ritual, a scream, a hymn for a generation teetering on the edge of disillusionment. Kurt Cobain, in a cramped room in Aberdeen, Washington, strummed and muttered, scribbling words that would become legendary, yet which he barely understood himself. "I was trying to write the ultimate pop song," he confessed. "I was basically trying to rip off the Pixies." But what emerged was not imitation, it was transcendence. 4 chords, F, B, A, D, became a pulse, a heartbeat, a weapon. Kurt's life had been a mosaic of quiet tragedies, rainy streets, broken homes, the sense of being unseen. Aberdeen left its mark on him, forging a voice both vulnerable and violent. By the time Nirvana entered Sound City Studios in 1991 to record Nevermind, they were outsiders, a noisy punk band with no expectations. Producer Butch Vig recalled, "Kurt came in with this riff, and when he played it, I knew it was something special. Raw and hypnotic." Krist Novoselic remembered, "We played it for hours. It felt like it was playing us." And Dave Grohl's drumming transformed the riff into a living heartbeat, urgent, explosive, alive. The song's title originated from an almost trivial moment. Kathleen Hanna of Bikini Kill had spray-painted, "Kurt smells like teen spirit" on his wall. Cobain, unaware that Teen Spirit was a deodorant brand, thought it was a revolutionary slogan. "I thought it was some kind of secret message," he said, half laughing, half serious. That misunderstanding, however, became destiny. Ambiguous, rebellious, evocative, the title captured a paradox: youth, disillusionment, decay, all at once. Recording was ritualistic, almost sacred. Cobain disliked perfection. Butch Vig said, "He wanted the mess, the raw emotion. He wanted it to breathe, to live, to crack." Grohl's drums gave it structure and energy. "Every strike was precise but felt alive," he recalled. It had to sound urgent, like the song could explode at any moment. Multiple takes layered intensity, chaos, and sacredness into the track. When performed live, the first time in a small club, audiences froze, then erupted. Krist Novoselic said, "It wasn't just music. People were part of it. They were consumed by it." Cobain's lyrics were fragmented, enigmatic, but precise in their emotional truth. "I don't know if it means anything," he admitted. Yet the world projected its own meaning. "Load up on guns, bring your friends. It's fun to lose. And to pretend," a ritual chant for the confused, alienated, searching youth. The verses whispered, the choruses screamed. "Here we are now," "Entertain us" became a mantra, sarcastic yet sacred, ironic yet worshipped. It was both prophecy and lament. The riff itself became legendary. Vig described the first time Kurt played it in the studio. "It was hypnotic. You couldn't look away. You didn't just hear it, you felt it." Grohl's pounding drums, Novoselic's bass anchor, and Cobain's guitar created tension and release, a dynamic oscillation that mirrored life itself, fragile, explosive, tragic. Every note, every pause, every scream carried weight. Krist recalled, "It felt like the world was holding its breath while we played." The music video, directed by Samuel Bayer, became a visual ritual. Set in a high school gym filled with apathetic students, anarchic cheerleaders, and chaotic energy, it mirrored the song's sacred chaos. Bayer said, "It was like filming a storm. You could feel electricity in the air. Kurt wasn't acting, he was channeling something primal." The imagery, sweat, noise, destruction, and exhilaration, reinforced the song's mythos, giving it a sacred, almost ritualistic aura. Cobain struggled with the paradox of fame. "I never wanted to be anyone's voice," he said. Yet Smells Like Teen Spirit made him a reluctant prophet. Its duality, quiet verses, eruptive choruses, mirrored life's contradictions. It was rebellious yet crafted, chaotic yet meticulous, ephemeral yet eternal. Its ambiguity made it sacred. Every listener could find their own truth in it. The release of Smells Like Teen Spirit was seismic. September 24th, 1991, marked not just an album drop, it was the eruption of a Generation S voice into the mainstream. Within weeks, Nirvana's riff dethroned Michael Jackson on the Billboard charts. Critics called it revolutionary. MTV played it incessantly. Cobain remained uneasy. "It is weird, I can feel it killing us and saving us at the same time," he confessed. Dave Grohl recalled, "We went from playing clubs to arenas in weeks. You couldn't escape it. It was everywhere, and yet you wanted it to be nowhere." The song's paradoxical power lay in its duality. Whispered verses hinted at vulnerability, frustration, alienation. Explosive choruses released rage, catharsis, and liberation. Krist Novoselic said, "It wasn't just a song. It was a pulse, a heartbeat of an era, a mirror held to the face of youth." Listeners projected their lives into it. The lines, fragmented as they were, became scripture, a sacred chant. "Here we are now, entertain us," a sardonic prayer, a lament, a call to arms. "Live," the song became ritual. Clubs, gyms, and arenas trembled under its energy. Audiences surrendered to it, bodies slammed together, voices merged with Kurt's. Every performance felt unpredictable, alive, sacred. Grohl remembered, it was like the riff had a life of its own. Every show, it demanded devotion. Novoselic added, "We weren't just playing it. It was being played through us, through the room, through everyone watching." Cobain, paradoxically, was both worshipped and haunted by the song. "I never wanted to be a spokesman for anything. I just write about what's around me. Boredom, confusion, whatever," he said. Yet the song made him a prophet. Its sacredness lay in its imperfection, in its raw humanity. It gave life and demanded sacrifice, immortalizing the band and creating a myth. The video added a visual ritual to the music. Filmed in a decaying high school gym, it depicted chaos and rebellion. Cheerleaders with anarchist symbols, students moshing, instruments crashing, confetti flying. Bayer said, "It was like a storm contained in a room. You could feel electricity, fear, joy, all at once." Kurt wasn't performing. He was channeling something eternal. Every frame enhanced the song's aura, transforming it from pop to myth. The cultural impact was vast. Grunge became mainstream, defining Generation X. Teenagers, frustrated and searching, found themselves in the song's tension and release. Cobain's voice, fragile yet defiant, became a conduit for their anger, alienation, and desire for authenticity. It was music with both sanctuary and danger. Krist Novoselic reflected, "It felt like we had opened a door, and once it was open, you couldn't close it." Even decades later, Smells Like Teen Spirit retains its sacred aura. The riff, explosive and precise, triggers a visceral response. Every note, every scream, every pause resonates with the same raw urgency as in 1991. Grohl said, "It still hits people the way it hit us. There's something alive in it, something eternal. Its longevity lies in this sacred imperfection, a song that is chaotic yet precise, ephemeral yet eternal, fragile yet monumental." Cobain sought invisibility, yet created a song that immortalized him. A riff, a chorus, a line of lyrics, enough to define a generation, to reverberate through decades, to capture the paradox of youth and fame. It is tragic and holy, violent and intimate. The song lives beyond him, beyond Nirvana, beyond its era. It is a ritual, a relic, a hymn. And so, decades after its release, when the first distorted chords of Smells Like Teen Spirit explode, every listener faces the same question Kurt faced. Are we merely spectators, or are we participants in something larger, something sacred, chaotic, and alive? The song does not answer. It does not need to. Its power is eternal. In its riff, in its scream, in its chaos, we are all together, fragile, alive, awake, and consumed by the sacred tragedy of sound. Smells Like Teen Spirit is more than a song. It is an invocation, a ritual, a testament to the sacred paradox of youth, creation and destruction, ecstasy and despair, immortality and fragility, all contained in 4 chords and a scream. And in listening, in surrendering, we participate in its eternal heartbeat.